Hi guys, welcome back. Hope you have seen the revision video of lecture 3. In this video, we are gonna discuss further into the concepts. Now, we are gonna discuss about HTML links in detail. We have already discussed the syntax, which was a href is equal to the URL, and then whatever we want our link to look like, and then /a. So we have already discussed this. Now, what exactly are links? These are basically hyperlinks when you can click on it and jump to another document. When you move the mouse over a link, the mouse arrow will turn into a little hand. As you can see with any link, usually it's just an arrow, right? But when you click on a link, it will show a hand which says that it's a link. Now the most important attribute of the link tag, that is the A tag, is href attribute, which indicates the link's destination, where you have to go. The link text part is the part that is visible to the reader, visible in your web page. Clicking on this text in your web page should direct us to this link, right? Now, moving on. So by default, an unvisited link, as we discussed a lot of time, an unvisited link is underlined and blue in color, whereas a visited link is underlined and purple. If this becomes a visited link, it will become underlined and purple. Sorry. This will be purple. Now this is a visited link. And you have not just in your web documents, you can see it right now. If you search something and you click on it, you might have noticed this also. Once the link, all the links appear, they are blue in color, but once you have visited them and you see the search history again, then they'll appear purple in color. An active link is underlined and red. Now, links can of course be styled with CSS to get another look. This is the default look, but we can change the default look to whatever we cannot change the default look, but we can change the look to whatever we want. If I want the unvisited links to appear red in color, I can make it happen using CSS. There's one attribute of the link which is target. Target basically means where to open the linked document. What does this mean? We'll get into it. Target attribute. Okay, now target can have 4 values: underscore self, underscore blank, underscore top, underscore parent. What does these value mean? When the target is equal to underscore self, it means that this is the default set value. It means that the document will open in the same window or the same tab where I clicked it. It will be the same tab. It won't open in a new tab. Now if I use blank, it can open in a new tab. You must have seen sometimes, if you are basically in YouTube, if I'm using YouTube or Netflix, if I'm using netflix.com, if I click on a link there, let's say a video that plays in the same tab, right? But if I click on a link there, it will open in another tab. Like the link, you might be aware of Netflix games and all. So if I open it, it will open in another tab. However, the videos are being opened in the same tab. This is just an example. So that is self, when the same tab is being opened. Blank is when you are clicking on something and another tab is being opened. Clicking on a link in one web page and another tab is being opened. Now, parent means it opens the document in parent frame. Top means it opens the document in full body of the window. Now there's another concept, other very important concept, especially for university exams: absolute URL versus relative URLs. Now both of these URLs come under href because that's the only way we know how to specify the destination, right? What's the difference between two? Absolute URL basically just means a full web address. It is an external web page, whereas relative URL means it is a local link because it's available within the same website. For example, if I want to make a link of go to top of the web page. I want this link at the bottom of my web page. This will, when I click on it, it will take me to the top of my web page. This is an example of relative. However, if in the same I have a link known as go to Google and I have added google.com link in it, so it will open another tab. This is an example of absolute URL. Now absolute URL, usually since they are the full address, they are https dot dot slash slash www dot something like this. This is slash is this, yeah. Whereas relative URLs are just, I can write let's say style.css. This is a relative URL. I can simply write it like this, or I can write img.jpg. This is also a relative URL. However, if I'm writing https dot dot slash slash www dot pinterest dot an image, that will be your absolute URL. So I hope the difference is clear. Now we can also use an image as a link. To do this, it's quite simple actually. A href, where it's supposed to take us, right? Don't get confused in the two. Href, it's just the destination. It won't be displayed. And since we want to display the image, instead of text, writing text simply, we are going to write img src is equal to, and then whatever we want to specify, whatever attributes we want to use for the image, and then we are going to write slash a. This will give me an image. Once I click on that image, it will give me it will take me to a different web page or whatever the type of link it is. Now link to an email address. If I want a link specifically to an email address so that once they click on it, it can allow them to send a new email. You must have seen it also somewhere. In some website you might have experienced this. There's an email address and the moment you click on it, your mail opens. You can send the mail, right? How do we do that? To write this, you can write a href is equal to, and then mail to, then colon, and whatever your email is, and then close it. Then the link text, that is send email, and then slash a. So instead of any external link in href this time, we are writing the email address we want it to mail to. So we have to write mail to is a property. We have to write mail to colon and then whatever the value is. Instead of writing the URL, again this won't be displayed. This will be displayed. If you want your email address to be displayed, it won't be displayed if it is present here. It will be displayed only if it's present here. So if you want your email address to be displayed, you have to write it here. Now button as a link. You can also use HTML buttons as a link. What are buttons? We are going to discuss this topic in forms. But basically, in order to click let's say form a button, you just use the button tag, button, then let's say submit, and then button slash button. So this will create a button which will be showing submit, for example, like this, and you can click on it like you might have done forms or something. So once you click on this, the form is submitted, right? So that's the purpose of buttons. So this is how we use buttons. Now if we want to, this button, for example, let's say I want a button which takes me to another web page, let's say Google. So on click is the attribute we are going to use, and then the location where we want it to go, and then whatever we want to name the button, for example Google, and then slash button. So this will create a button, namely Google, which will, when clicked on, take us to google.com. So this is about button. Then link title. Again, we discussed about title attributes for paragraphs earlier, that basically if I write p title is equal to paragraph, and then whatever the paragraph is, once the mouse is hovering over that paragraph, it will show a small pop-up saying paragraph because the title is set to paragraph. We can do similar for links. For example, in the previous link only, like here, if I write another attribute as title which says send a mail to coding buddy. So in this case, send a mail to coding buddy, when your mouse is on send email, only then you will get a pop-up saying send a mail to coding buddy. So link titles can be used to basically specify extra information. The purpose of titles is to specify extra information. So for link also we can write titles which will give us extra information about links. Now this was pretty much everything we have to understand about links to create a link in HTML. So this is going to be short video about links only. In the next video we are going to discuss images, then page title, then tables, lists, and a very important topic is coming up soon, div. So stay tuned. I'm going to upload the worksheet for this lecture in the community post. Hope you guys can solve it. If you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment section. I'll reply to you. Thank you for watching. See you in the next class.